have Wi-Fi, hurrah. And I am early again for Katie's arms, very proud of myself. So this Wi-Fi could drop out at any given moment, not entirely sure why, but it does tend to happen here. So if it drops out, I will reconnect us and we will be back on. Welcome to everybody. This is the Katie's Arms, and for newcomers, welcome. The idea is that you do bring your mates to this, even if they think they hate me, or they're like, I hate that Hopkins woman, she's a complete cow. Bring them along. This is supposed to be half an hour of time where you forget everything else and you drink, although sadly I'm on this at the minute. This is the second week I've not been drinking, there's a reason. And we forget all the madness that's going on around us, or we talk about it and people chip in. You ask questions and usually I forget to answer them, but people are very sweet and try and ask questions. I really try and answer them, and I will try again today. And generally that's how this works. Also today, I don't know when we're going to do this, a little bit later, just to keep the suspense up. I have breaking news to tell you, but it's actually quite fun this time. Last time, I think my breaking news was that I'd lost a cherry earring, which we all worked out was a bit crap. Someone was like, what was the breaking news she was saying about? And they were like, yeah, she lost an earring. I found the earring. Thank you to everybody that noticed. Everyone was like, yay, she's got her cherry back. Woo! So thank you for that. Yes, I'm very pleased with that. As a celebration, let me show you what I bought. Please, just look. So now all the time, because I get quite angry when I don't have enough sugar. So I can just shove these in my face when I get back from places and I'm not doing so well. So cherries are just sort of a theme. Thank you. I love you too. Very kind. This top is from Reiss, I think. Yes, and it's, let's check. Does that say Reiss? Yes. And the great thing about it is it can go in a wash. The other thing about it is it makes my boobs look big. So that's why I wear it, really. And it doesn't crease. These are my main important things. Not about the boobs looking big, but that's the reason. It's a Reiss one, but it's old. So this is a problem when people are like, oh, where's your thing from? And I want to say, yeah, it's like 3 years old. You might not be able to get it anymore. But anyway, I don't know what they call it. Asymmetric, don't they? When you have a neckline that's all weird like this. What did I want? Yes, so I've got a surprising secret to tell you in a minute. Can you tell I'm excited? I'm really useless at giving presents as well, you'll notice, because it's a similar thing, isn't it? If you like to give presents, I way more like giving presents than I like getting them. And same with good news, right? If there's good news, if someone's got good news, I really want to tell it. Even if someone says, you must wait until we're triple sure it's really confirmed, I just have to tell everyone immediately. So the same with this, which is, yes, I've got a secret. So I'm going to try and hold on to it till 1:15. But it's already making me laugh. And I know it's going, I know, right? The suspense is real. Let me tell you where I am. I'm looking out over, it says the Arizona Republic, that's the Sheraton Diddle, that is the Arizona State University. So I'm in Arizona. And if any of you don't know where Arizona is, if you imagine this is America, I've got no idea either. It's definitely somewhere in America, 100%. And I know that because people talk with an American accent. You're pregnant. Everyone thinks I'm preggers. Is it because of my massive boobs? Is that it? Do you know how old I am? Seriously, I'm 46 and most people think I'm like 65, right? Must be my boobs. It's honestly, if there's any eggs up there, they'll be like that. Ugh, my eggs. I mean, there are, I'm assuming, given other things that go on in my life every now and then. But, you know, my eggs at this point are they're like the eggs you get at, you know, when you go and stay in cheap hotels, and they put out scrambled eggs that aren't really eggs and they've never been near a chicken's arse. You know, those eggs that actually what do they do? Do they mix them up with powder? I don't know. So someone here must know what I would have said in your 50s. That's okay, I'm all right with that. 50s is kind of a cool age. Anyway, and also I don't really give a shit, do I? Look, really, at this point, we've all seen worse, darlings. Naked, I look 25. Okay, back to my eggs. So those cheap shit eggs, like you get in a Holiday Inn, that have never actually been near a chicken's arse, but are just like a powder, and I think they mix them. Do they mix them with water or something? I don't know. I imagine that's what my eggs are like at this point, right? they've been through enough machines and stuff and general anaesthetics and had things poked up there that they shouldn't be up there, and they've been through all sorts. My whole internal working. How I had 3 kids in the first place, I don't know. Although it has to be said, all I have to do is sniff the stuff and I'm pregnant. Like the first time I got pregnant, I didn't even know I was pregnant. And it's turned out ever since then, I just one sniff and that's it, I'm pregnant. Which is really annoying for people who'd be really good mothers and they can't get pregnant. And I see that. I have also, did you know, you will know if you've read Rude, I have never once in my whole life, and bear in mind at times I've had girlfriends, not once has anyone ever asked me to be a godmother. I think that's so funny. We all know, oh yes, powder and milk, then microwave. Well done, good information to that lady. Whoever that lady is, I love you, A, because you've obviously worked in shit places and the best of us have done shit jobs. B, powder, the egg powder, the milk, and then you put them in the microwave. Okay, so that's what my eggs are like. They're like dehydrated. Fine, so I can't be pregnant, so that's not the news. And if I was pregnant, what the shit? I'd be like, you know, the old mother at the gate, isn't it? It's like when you get the old mother, or you get like the dad who's like really old and everyone thinks it's the granddad, and it's always a bit awkward. I've sort of been through one of those relationships before. So no, I'm not pregnant, but yes, my boobs are massive, mostly because they're really shoved up. Like I mean, men will know, but like this is like padding, and the rest of it is like lifted up from like my stomach and upwards. If I take my underwear off, that would be a very disappointing moment for people. I will just say that in my absence, I was talking about Arizona, never mind. In my absence, my husband, Lovely Mark, who's known as Lovely Mark because he's lovely, and then people add a question mark. Because, can you just tell us, please? No, it's a suspense thing. I've got a secret. I never have a secret because I tell everyone everything all the time. I'm like the most telling everyone everything all the time. So Lovely Mark is my husband. He has just gone and bought leathers because in my absence on this tour, everyone's like, oh, poor Mark, you know, he's at home holding the fort, and he is. He's like the best. He has bought himself a great big motorbike. So my daughter messaged me and she was like, Mum, send help. I think Dad's having a crisis, right? And my husband comes out in this great big motorbike, and he's now just bought himself leathers and Kevlar trousers. It's all very hot, I can tell you. What does this relate to? I don't know. But when people are feeling sorry for him, I'm like, he's all right. He's just bought himself a motorbike because I'm here in Arizona on my tour. And my tour of the US is going very, very well. So far, I've gone through Anthem and Prescott, and tomorrow night I'm speaking in Scottsdale, and then I'm going to go to Dallas and Colorado. You can all see the dates. So if you're in America or know someone in America or want to come, I can get to America. It's a state of mind. Then do come along. I will say to everybody who's saying, why don't you do this in the UK? I know, right? I'm with you. People are like, you should be in the UK. We need you in the UK. I mean, I don't think you need me, but I know we should be doing this in the UK. Can you imagine if I could do my stand-up tour, you know, around the UK? It'd be brilliant, A. B, it'd be a piece of piss because nowhere in the UK is like an hour from anywhere else, unlike here. But I cannot get a venue. You guys who are familiar with me here know. So every time someone says, why aren't you in the UK doing this? Because there's no venue. So you do, please go to all of these guys who call themselves, you know, free speech warriors, Toby Young and others. Please do go to them and say, how come you can't get Katie a venue then, boys? How is it, boys, that you can do your stuff, but why aren't you trying to get Katie a venue? Do ask that question on my behalf, because I'd be fascinated on how these free speech warriors, why they wouldn't, for example, find me a platform, because we'd fill the place. And I don't want to earn money. Right, a couple of things. Nicki Minaj, love her. Love everything about her now. I know everyone's supposed to hate her because she gets her tits out all the time, but I say brilliant. She's come out and said, the state injectable's a load of bollocks. It makes you impotent. I'm not having it. Me. And she's taken the piss out of the potato in a wig. The first thing I'm going to do when we finish here is I'm going to listen to Nicki Minaj very loud and learn some of the moves. I don't think those are moves anybody needs to see or wants to see me doing. So I think we'll keep those private. But that's it. She's now my pin-up. I love her. There's nothing Nicki Minaj can't do that I don't love. I love everything about her. Irrespective, she's taken the piss out of the potato in a wig. She's a Barbie. I don't care. Nicki Minaj is now my pin-up. When people say to me, oh, she used to be this, I think, do you know what people would say about me? You know, oh, Katie Hopkins, oh, she used to be the. Or Katie Hopkins, she did this, or Katie Hopkins, she did that. Either you're just going to hold on to shit about people from the past, or you're going to let shit go and realise that today's a good day and they're doing something brilliant. I choose to be that person, right? So even if people have mortally wounded me in the past, I can let that shit go if today we're going to go forward and do something great. And Nicki Minaj has. I have to say, I did watch everybody arriving at the Met Gala. AOC, the twat politician pretending to be down with the people with her tax the rich on her arse when ticket prices are £35,000 a head. Yeah, that's typical of most politicians, isn't it? I was trying to think, what's that weirdo politician in the UK called who really loves herself and talks a good game about being down to earth, and she's always on the front cover of all the magazines because The Guardian love her. Anyway, her. AOC and that British politician woman who pretends to be down with the kids but is actually reeling in the cash. They're the same kind of shit. You don't turn up to a bloody Met Gala pretending that you're protesting because you need to tax the rich, do you now? So that, vaccines for our 12-year-olds, oh, what a load of old shit. I can believe that the darkness has come this far. I am so sorry for everybody who is having this thrust down their throats in the UK, and I send strength to the spine of our 12-year-olds who are formidable and great, to all young people out there who are like, I don't know about that really, maybe not so much for me. Good on you, not trying to persuade you one way or the other, but let's remember you're the young ones. Our job as old bastards is to protect you. Anytime you're being used to protect old bastards, that's not okay. You've got all your life ahead of you. You can have any of my life that you want if it would help you. I've lived long and hard already, and I will jump in front of a bus for any of you. So don't feel obliged to do anything to protect everybody else, right? You just protect yourself and do what your brain tells you. If you feel kind of fine, why would you need to have anything done to yourself? That's all I'm asking. Don't let anybody else make you feel anything else you don't feel. And that's true as you get older as well, right? So when you're little, people say, oh, you must have this to protect the old people. Fuck that. And then when you get to older age, people say, oh, you must do this, otherwise you'll upset Sharon. Screw Sharon. And then when people say, you must do this, otherwise Sharon, oh, I heard Sharon was upset with you. Oh, really, did you? Well, A, keep that information to yourself because you're just telling me it so that you're trying to wind me up. And B, if Sharon is upset with me, Sharon needs to get her fat ass on the phone and call me direct, doesn't she? So that's one of the really important things for, yes, teenage boys, 6 times more likely to get myocarditis. Well, anyway, dodgy heart, 6 times more likely to get a dodgy heart from the injectable than from catching COVID, whatever that might be. Anyway, back to women. When someone says, oh, I heard, A, try and stop them there. So the minute you hear them say, I nearly picked up I was at a girlfriend's house the other night and I woke up and looked across the room and saw this enormous bra. And then my last known memory was wearing that bra around on my head. That's not the best way to wake up. I woke up and I was like, oh, dang, I did do that. Anyway, when a woman says to you, in particular, this happens, hi Paul, this happens to men as well, I know, but if you hear the words, I heard, right, imagine the big, I know bloody greenies will say you're supposed to catch flies and stick them outside, screw that. But the minute you hear some bitchy ass say to you, I heard, right, so, slightly scaring people in the hotel, just get straight on it and swat it. So ask them to just say no. Everyone's gone a bit scared now. Everyone's like, Katie's gone crazy. Stop them, right? Say, so, can I stop you there? Don't tell me what you've heard. If someone needs to tell me something, they can tell me themselves. right? So I've had this loads in my life. We all have. Someone say, I heard that, and they'll be trying to tell me something about my first husband, and I'll go, oh, can I stop you there? You keep that, because honestly, I don't want to know about that stuff. And it's self-protection, it's self-preservation, but dive in. Your bad you, this you that's trying to bring you down, stop you being great, keep you home, make you upset. It's going, what did she say? What did Sharon say? What did my first husband do? But what did Ruth say about me behind my back when I wasn't listening? But what did the group think? That you needs to just get out, right? Self-preservation. Oh, did you hear? Sorry, can I ask you to keep that? Now, if you missed that point and someone said, did you hear? Sharon's really pissed off with you, because try and stop them there before they get it out. And if you still can't say it, you know what? I think you're telling me that to try and upset me or wind me up. And then be quiet. Look into the middle distance. Remember that whole thing? We did this with state injectables, didn't we? So you look into the middle distance, somewhat menacingly. I think you're telling me that to try and upset me. And hold it. Because the truth is they are. The truth is people are telling you this shit to wind you up. And what you're going to do is take it like a little pin. Hold on. Get pin for demonstration purposes. This is my hairpin in America. So great. You go back to being 2 years old here. It's fantastic. You just go up to Trump supporters and kiss them. You say, oh, wait, sorry. I think you're telling me that to upset me. And you clip, if I could demonstrate with a person, I would. You clip, you go like this. Bloody fat Barbara. You have that back. Do you see? Give it back to the person. And then, you know, the look in the middle distance is, can you try and be better? Like, don't try and elevate yourself by putting me down, because I'm not going to let you. So, first thing, squash them like, I love doing that. Oh, gosh, must be my husband in leathers. Squash them like a fly. Second, if you didn't quite get it in time, try and stop them as soon as they, oh, did you hear about And if you still didn't get them in time and they do get it out, oh, I heard Ruth, she was pissed off with you because you, oh, I shouldn't do that face. Do you remember we used to do that? Joey Deacon. You can't do that anymore, can you? Okay, the expression, I'm not going to do it because it must be so incorrect. Do you remember Joey Deacon? No? Okay. No, okay, excellent. Yeah, that's not a thing. Okay. So we're now at the moment of truth to get me out of embarrassing myself about what I'm embarrassing. If anyone else does remember Joey Deacon, some people are liking the pin. Yeah, it's not actually a pin, it's a hair slide. Look, and so when you have a little pony like this, you can just pop it in your pony. It makes you look like you were ready for a Republican rally at any point, which is essentially how I go about the world, right? Something happened that's vaguely Republican. And today is the day of the recall in California. Now, I know many of you will be like, I don't give a shit. Someone's just remembered Joey Deacon. We've got to pass. I wish I could do it the way I would do it if you're in my kitchen, because it's so fun, but I can't, because honestly, we'll get... Okay, ow, we'll get arrested. Not that I'm worried about being arrested. And would I really in Arizona? It's so freaking hot here. Honestly, no one can do anything. It's like 180 degrees out there. I'm not joking. People move to the desert. You can't even, like, literally you go outside on the sidewalk and it's like, you have to walk around. These kids that go to university here, they walk around with these like camels. They just carry water because at any given moment they might drop dead from dehydration. Okay, everyone's fed up with me now. They want the secret. Okay, so this is for my Australian family. And by that, I mean anybody who's been forcibly separated from their loved ones in Australia. 35,000 Australian families not allowed to be together. And I don't think that's about people who are dying. I need to see my dying mother or my father who's elderly. I think this is about any family, because, you know, you don't have to be dying or elderly to have the right to see your family. To be together with your family is your right. It is your freedom. They birthed you. It's your total individual liberty to spend time with your family. And I think it's an outrage that anybody was allowed into the country ahead of you. I think it's disgusting what's being done to you. I think you being curfewed at night with police helicopters overhead is disgusting. I think Dan Andrews and Gladys Berejiklian with their little slitty eyes close together are competing to see who can be the most disgusting, and they're both winning. And to the Deputy Prime Minister who said I can go home and take my bongos with me, darling, this is for you. Because frankly, my darlings, you can deport my arse, but you cannot deport the truth. So yes, I have deported the same stamp that would be put in a passport. I now have deported tattooed on my arse. And I do so in defiance to the Australian government. I do so in defiance to the Prime Minister Scott Morrison, who have no right to call yourself a Conservative, and to the Deputy Prime Minister, who God knows what you did with other women and alcohol. I can see by your face you're not in a good shape, chubby, chubby, boom, boom. You can kiss my arse. So yes, it's real. Of course it's real. And to anybody who's questioning, have I had the vaccine? No. I trust the tattooist needles on my arse where I now have deported. I will never have the vaccine. And if you want to see how committed I am to that, or how committed I am to this cause, my Australian family, that's what I'll do. Thank you very much to the tattoo artist in Prescott, Arizona, for doing that for me, and for helping me have the final word on my arse against the Australian government, to all those people who told me to kill myself, to the people who poisoned my food so I couldn't be fed, to the immigration officials who rang me repeatedly through the night, on the hour, every hour, in order to increase the amount of pain I would need to endure, and to the police officers who came in vans, wrapped me in plastic, refused to help with my luggage and threw me on a plane. You can kiss my ass as well. So there you are, my darlings. That was the surprise that I've not shown to anybody yet. Not even my husband has seen that. But I wanted to share with here on Katie's Arms kind of first, because it was Katie's Arms that got me deported from Australia. And you know categorically from me, at no point did I break any rules. At no point did I break any of the quarantine. At no point did I do anything that should result in you being deported. I was deported from Australia for speech, for words, and that is all, okay? We can move on with other stuff. You know, I was walking down the street here earlier in Arizona, sweating my tits off, and a guy stopped me, and I'm not being like, oh, I'm so great, but I was on like a crossing thing, and the guy stopped me and said, you look freaking awesome. Now, I don't think I did. I was in my sweaty sports kit and whatever, and that sports kit, literally, it could walk itself to the washing machine. I desperately need a washing machine. Life on the road is not glamorous. I've been on the road now 60 days, 45 days. I have one suitcase, and I have another 2 months of dates to go. So seriously, there's a lot of sniff test going on. You might not want to know that if you're coming to my events, but I do need I really could do with being in a home. But anyway, so a guy stopped me in the street and just went, you look freaking awesome. And I'm telling you this not because I'm blowing smoke up my own up. What have I just missed? I just joined. Oh my God. You're going to have to... What the hell, Katie? I was hoovering. I just joined. That's so funny. Do you want to see it again? Is that the thing? There's so many people that are like, what did I miss? What did I miss? Okay, hold on. Hold on. Stop telling me you'll do me. I'm not getting my ass out so that you can do me. Okay, this is for the lady who was hoovering. All right, hold on. There. I'm going to try and reverse it. Boom. Trying to do it without getting my ass crack actually actually out. There, yes, I was in the shower. There you are. That's my deported stamp from my passport, but on my arse. Anyway, my point about the gentleman saying that on the crossing was that he was A, very cool, he was very tall and a big black guy, and that was great. But B, he was filled with life. Like, he had a little lanyard, he was going places, things. He wasn't actually just like a homeless drunk, although that would also be, I say, a compliment from anywhere is a compliment, right? Oh heck, what did I sign into? Oh, you signed into seeing my arse. Get over yourself. Same with everybody that goes, oh, the language, oh, the vagina. For God's sake, if you've had a kid, you know this stuff, right? Let's not all pretend to be prudish. Or if you are, just offer-tea piss and go and watch someone boring, like one of the men who spend their lives in studios telling you stuff they read in the paper earlier because they've never left the studio. Just go. Leave real stuff to me and the people that give a shit, right? All these men on mainstream media telling you shit sat in a studio. When did they last leave the studio? All they do is they're on Twitter, they're in a studio. They've never walked the streets or talked to the CVS lady or had a conversation with someone or had, like I did last night, someone steal my dinner as a joke. Anyway, the guy saying that you look awesome in the street, I think a few things. Look, number one, what a cool way to go about life, looking for positives in people who frankly looked a bit like shit and I smelled bad. Number two, why not say something nice to someone that makes them think, oh, that's nice, that's kind, right? Even if it's, oh, you like your earrings or your necklace, and you guys do this to me all the time. You're like, I really like your random earrings. And why not lift people up a bit? And why not say to strangers, you look good, if they look good? I mean, don't say if they look a bit shit, because they might think you're being sarcastic. And I know it's not a British way, but maybe just because it's not the British way, maybe so what? So what? So what if you get into an elevator lift and say, oh, I really like your whatever, and just make someone feel a bit better? I think that's quite good. I don't think it's enough to say that's not what British people are like. Balls to being British, particularly when our balls in government are making such a hash up of it all. And I know we can all see lockdowns are coming, vaccine passports are coming, more face masks are coming. 81% of people are double jabbed, and yet they want to come for the 6 million because they can't bear the fact that 6 million people have got their own freaking brains. And you know what? You just got to do what you want to do, but most importantly, they're going to keep doing this until the point that people say no, okay? They're going to keep doing it. You can't say, oh, it's the government, they're wankers. No, they're going to keep locking us down for as long as we agree to stay in our homes. They're going to keep making you wear a mask for as long as we keep wearing one. They're going to keep telling us we can't do this, we can't do that, for as long as we keep being told that, you know? And the time for asking permission is over, right? The time for asking permission is over. The time for waiting to be told an answer is through. People ask how I do what I do. It's not that I can give you the ticketing path or show you which airline to get on. It's a state of mind. I am, I will, I'm coming, get out of my way, right? It's an unstoppability that we're aiming for. And I'm not saying you have to do it the way I do it, by doing a 104-date tour across the US that you're not allowed to be in. You have to do it in your own little way every single day, okay? Right, I think that's it. That's our secret shared. I don't think I'm going to beat that one in a hurry. And so, yes, my main message to the Australian government for the cruelty you're inflicting on your people is you can deport my arse, but you can't deport the truth. And to the Deputy Prime Minister of Australia, you can kiss my arse. If you're lucky. You're not going to be that lucky anytime soon because you're a chubby bum bum. Right, my loves. Love you, love you, love you. Katie, you're so empowering in a scary world. I hope so. I hope so. I hope was it sore? Oh, sure. Pain is, you know, pain is on a scale thing. It's why when you get in an ambulance, they're like, how is that on a scale of 1 to 10? Like, pain is a scale. And actually, my scale is not your scale, right? Which is why ambulance dudes ask you, what's your pain thing? Because my 7 might be someone else's 10 or someone else's 2, you know? Like if you meet a farmer, they're like, oh, it's 2, and like half their leg is hanging off and their ear is attached to a cow's udder. They're like, oh, it's about a 2, nothing a plaster won't fix. And I guess I have that in my life, right? my pain threshold has been tested, but it doesn't make me the arbiter of pain. But the tattoo dude did go, oh, he was like, he goes, I hear arse tattoos hurt. And I was like, yeah, they're not wrong. And my pain came out of me in sweat. And I told him, I was like, this is going to be sweaty. And when I nearly like, when it came for me to get off the bench, I was just basically like, I was like, you know, when you put out a plastic sheeting with water on and you just slide, I basically just slid off it. I was like, because there was so much sweat because of the tattoo pain. Pain is pleasure, my darlings, as they say. Right, thank you all for joining. I'll put this up and I'll look forward to seeing you next time. I'll try and give you more warning, and just keep going. You know, in the absence of knowing what to do the next thing, and remember to keep pinning. Remember, squash people who are trying to hurt you, and pin back on them the shit they're trying to tell you in order to upset you. Don't let other people do that to you. You don't need that in your life. Okay, all the best to everybody. See you soon.